Your customers are craving a great tasting, authentic pizza experience. That's why we offer Primo Molino Neapolitan style flour, an affordable, high-performing flour that's a great alternative to imported Italian 00 flour. It's milled right here in North America, so you can always count on authentic crust texture and taste without the imported flour price. Using an imported flour today? Check out ardentmills.com to request a sample and try it for yourself.
Hey, and welcome back to Checking In With. I am your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today. With me on the line is Josh Cowan, our creative director. Hey, Josh.
Good afternoon, Denise. Good afternoon.
It is afternoon, but for our guests, it is the morning time.
Yeah.
So we are on the call here with Christian Buck and Thomas Reinhard from Cascadia Pizza Company in Enumclaw, Washington. Yeah, never been to Enumclaw. Yeah, it's a unique town. So let's roll into that. How are things going at Enumclaw, and what size town is that anyway?
It's a small town. I think it's got about 12,000 people, something like that. We're just at the foothills at the base of Mount Rainier, so we get a lot of pass through traffic this time of year. People going up skiing at Crystal Mountain Resort. So that's kind of nice. We're on one of the main roads in and out of town. But things are going great, you know. Pizza's been a popular pandemic food, so we've been pretty fortunate.
Yeah, you guys got an interesting history. So just give everybody just a little brief overview, like where you come from and to where you are right now.
Yeah, well, you know, we started off as a food truck. So we actually, our current pizza now, we had our trailer out there, you know, a few days a week just selling pizza, and it kind of got so popular that, you know, we ended up taking over the place. It used to be a beer spot called Phil's, and we ended up taking that over, and we have just put our pizzeria in there. And so we started off really, really small and kind of just organically grown.
Yeah, so it's a little 307 square foot walk-up window pizzeria.
We believe it's the smallest pizzeria per square footage in the country. So.
Yeah,
but you're off the streets. You're off the streets though. You got a spot to call your own.
Exactly,
for sure.
exactly. So yeah, we've got the storefront and a couple of food trucks now. We're working on pizzeria number 2 here. Yeah, on the way. We're probably about a month away from opening the second brick and mortar in another town called Maple Valley, about 20 minutes away from Enumclaw.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
Tripping
Josh.
over everybody today. I'm
sorry.
No, okay. Is it a bigger location? Is it a dine-in or just a carry-out as well?
Yeah. We'll have some dine-in there. It's got a really nice view of the Cedar River below it, so it's got a nice outdoor patio area. So it's still smaller. It's about 600 square feet, but coming from 300, I mean, that's
limited space.
Yeah, we're doubling the size, so it's going to be a pretty fun project for us.
Yeah, that 300 square feet, though, I know a lot of operators right now that will be really jealous of you looking at coming out of the pandemic, you know?
Yeah, I won't tell you how much we pay for rent, but it's pretty cheap. So,
and you just celebrated your 2nd year anniversary there, is that right?
Just last month on January 19th, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us, what have you learned from having a small brick and mortar, but a brick and mortar, and how'd you celebrate your anniversary?
Oh, Christian, what would you say we've learned?
Well, you know, so obviously we started as a food truck, and so we were able to bring, you know, some of our system inside, but we had to do a lot. You know, when we first opened, all the 3 of us were working, you know, 80 hours a week. It was insane.
Yeah.
But you know, what would you say we've learned?
Gosh, I mean, so many things. It's like hard to even, you know.
Do we need an hour-long show for that?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, you know, the mobile game's fun, but it's not. It's almost not real. I don't want to say real life, but I mean, there's just so many differences between being mobile and being in a permanent location.
Weather is one of them. Like,
yeah.
You know, we have a trailer, so we have a food truck and a trailer. And the trailer, we work around the outside of it, so we're not containing the inside. So one big one is that we're inside safe from weather. So that's all of our guys who work in the pizzeria are very thankful that not working on their trailer so much. But yeah, that's a big one. And in our area too, you know, weather it affects our sales as well. That we come to sure too on rainy days. People are out there, you know, ordering pizza since it's a walk-up window. It's no indoor dining. People are just, you know, coming through, kind of waiting outside in the elements. So yeah, it's been interesting to do. You know, we do Neapolitan inspired pizza, and a lot of times that's sit down pizza, right? So we're trying to change the model on that and trying to do takeout version of that. So one of our biggest hurdles we try to get over is how do we get our customers fresh, hot product? Because Neapolitan pizza, it cooks quickly and it cools down very quickly. So we've had to, try to figure out what's the best way to get the pizza to our customers as hot as possible. So that was a big transition, I think, from the mobile side to inside brick and mortar.
But, it's been great. I mean, in 2 years, we've been able to build up a customer base by being in a permanent location, to where we celebrated our 2-year anniversary with $5 pepperonis and $5 cheeses, personal size 10-inch pizzas. Yeah,
Crazy.
It's a great deal. The town loves us, but I think the biggest thing I've learned is just how important customer service is. I mean, our 2 top review comments, right, are great pizza, and the second one right behind it is incredible customer service. And so those are really the 2 things that we strive for and are always working to, improve.
So, I guess when COVID hit, you guys were prime position already.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to worry about your dine-in because you didn't have a dine-in. I'm sure your catering took a hit, but were there any changes? I'm sure, mask wearing and whatnot, but any changes to like the day-to-day as far as you guys go?
No. Other than, we honestly pretty much doubled overnight.
Yeah.
We're really fortunate. Mask mandate aside, that was really the only big change that we had to make.
Just ordering more product. That was
and getting that product.
Yeah, and that was a really difficult thing that we've really learned over the last year is a lot about supply chain and really ensuring that we can keep the products that we have in stock. Just in terms of, as everything's shut down, I'm sure so many other operators, around the country had the same issues that we had, and just in terms of sourcing pepperoni, cheese, kind of the basics. But, we just feel really fortunate that as, it's been such a hard time, the last year for so many people. We've been able to really, thrive. And totally a fluke thing. Who would have thought that, people thought 2 years ago, we were crazy to go into a 300 square foot space without any indoor dining or on-site. Yeah, that's true. Maybe we are, but and here we are, and like you said, we didn't have to change a thing. So we feel really fortunate.
One of the crazier things too about our specific area is we were one of 3, maybe 4 restaurants that were open in the entire town, local restaurants, I should say. And so we were just like, we learned a lot from how busy we were. We learned a lot what's the capacity our pizzeria can take.
Your Friday nights are probably insane, right?
Just crazy. And we're just really thankful for the community. Like we say this since the beginning. I don't know if we could do what we're doing if we weren't from the small town we were in. We just had so much crazy support from the very beginning. Us in a small food truck out there in the rain, the sleet, the snow, and people are out there still buying pizzas from us. And it's a very humble beginning, and I think we're very humbled by that by our community.
Yeah,
100%.
And your food trucks are still, your food truck and trailer are still out there, just rocking and rolling, right?
So, it's kind of crazy. So the model before COVID was office parks for lunch, breweries for dinner. That was kind of the what we do day in, day out. Well, of course, no one's in offices right now. No one really was at breweries. Now it's coming back a little bit, but it's not what it was. And so we had to completely pivot, and that was kind of the scary part. In fact, we bought our second food truck that we got in February of 2020. So right before everything shut down, we're going, okay, what's going to happen?
Ouch.
Exactly. But these neighborhoods, these bigger HOA communities just started messaging us on Facebook saying, "Hey, would you bring your food truck out to our neighborhood?" And we said, "Yeah, mate, sure. We'll try it. Why not?" And now we're in probably 10 to 15 different neighborhoods a week. And
at the heart of the shutdown, I was looking for taco and pizza trucks in my neighborhood. None ever came to my neighborhood.
It was really crazy. And what was cool about that too, because we're 30-40 miles away from Seattle, and that's where we were traveling every day, to Starbucks headquarters, T-Mobile, those types of places. Now all these suburban neighborhoods, they're all right in our backyard. So we're saving on the fuel side, and obviously, just transportation in general. And we're able to build up those customer bases that are more close to our pizzeria. So that's what's enabled us in the second brick and mortar we've got coming that will hopefully open in about a month. That all stemmed from the biggest town that we were doing all these neighborhood events in with the food truck. We built up that customer base that made us feel comfortable enough to come in and open a brick and mortar in that town.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
We really pumped the area we're in Maple Valley. We're going there 4, maybe 5 times a week. And, you know, as the summer was coming around, we were working out the deal for this location. We were telling people, yeah, we're going to open a pizzeria in Maple Valley. And people are like, oh my goodness. And so currently our trailer is actually at our location that we're going to open here in about a month or so. And it's there every day. So we're still building the customer base. It's the same way we built Enumclaw, where our trailer was out front, organically building that customer base. And they're doing the same thing now. And our little trailer there acts like a mini pizzeria. It's there 7 days a week. And it's just been crazy.
You know, that community, when you go into those neighborhoods, they're going to remember that, you know, big time, because you were there for them, you know, and of course they were there for you as well, but you were there for them, you know, to feed them. And so building a standalone right there is an amazing idea, actually.
And with, like, you know, with events being canceled the whole year, it was like the one thing where they could come out, people would bring their camping chairs, they'd bring out their drinks and coolers. And it was like a small part of like normalcy that they could have, where people were gathering to eat and drink and have community. So it was just really cool.
There were a couple of neighborhoods we'd go to where they'd be lined up before we even got there.
Wow.
I mean, it was like a concert or something. You know, they're waiting with their camping chairs and White Claws, and like they were ready for pizza. So
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
I mean, some good memories were made there, and they're going to remember you guys forever.
Absolutely right. Now, with the new spot opening in what you said, a month, what's going to happen? What's your strategy going to be with the food trucks once your new spot opens? Are you going to kick those somewhere else, or kind of what are you going to do with that trailer that's sitting there?
We're trying to develop new neighborhoods kind of out in other towns that we're trying to target for potential permanent expansion. So, you know, Cascadia, the name Cascadia, you know, it refers to the Cascade Mountains. So Enumclaw is a foothill town. Maple Valley is a foothill town. And so we're trying to kind of target some of those smaller, more suburban communities that might not have, I don't know, they don't have as many restaurants. They don't have as many local artisan type, you know, pizza restaurants in particular. So, you know, we're looking at a town called Snoqualmie, North Bend, you know, kind of up and down that Cascade corridor.
I mean,
hopefully
it's a brilliant marketing. I mean, you're going in there and testing these neighborhoods. It's like you're still testing everybody, the whole area. And then if it's good, we'll put a store here. If it's not, we'll move on to the next town. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the advantage we have as well, is that we're mobile. Like we can go and, you know, test these markets. Hey, you know, if they respond well to our product, great. Like that's a potential place we're going to open a pizzeria. And if, hey, it's not doing good, all right, we'll pull out. There's many more neighborhoods we can go to.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's an advantage we have over, you know, our competitors too.
And like with Maple Valley, I mean, for a long time we had said, I don't know if we're going to open a Maple Valley. They've got 7, you know, pizzerias already. Seems kind of saturated. But then when the neighborhood started happening and everybody was saying, hey, are you guys going to open in Maple Valley? Oh, will you come to Maple Valley? But that really kind of built the belief for us, and we found the right location to where it kind of just made sense.
Yeah, now
the location we're opening actually. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You said the location. It actually does what?
I was gonna say that. Yeah, the location we're opening used to be an iconic diner spot, breakfast spot, and so it's been kind of so it changed ownership for about 2 years. We came in and, you know, bought the property, and we're really excited to kind of bring this the building was built in like the 1949, so we're really excited to kind of bring this spot back in Maple Valley.
Yeah, it's got this awesome outdoor patio that overlooks the Cedar River. There's nothing else like it in town, and it will have a great outdoor beer garden space kind of along the river. So, but it's funny, you know, I grew up in Maple Valley. It's my hometown, so everybody always refers to that building as the old Testy Chef. That's what it was called for like 30 years, the Testy Chef. So we call that, you know, our Testy Chef location. And everybody knows it. And so everybody's been, you know, for the last few years, like, oh man, I miss the Testy Chef. Man, what's going to happen with that building? Blah, blah, blah. So we're excited to kind of, restore it and put in there for, you know, the whole community.
Now, are you paying homage to it a little bit, maybe inside or in any kind of way? I mean, you're calling it that, so so that
Yeah,
definitely is
we
paying.
we painted it back to, it was always a bright red color on the outside, so we painted it back to that color. The previous owner had painted it white, so put it back to that original Testy Chef red, which it also happens to be our Cascadia color, so it worked out perfect. And then we're working on finding some vintage photos, and I actually had the pleasure of speaking with the Testy Chef owner a few weeks ago. Really sweet older lady, so she's gonna find some photos for it, that we can kind of blow up and frame and that kind of thing, and pay homage that way. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Well, I'll ask you one last question, so we don't keep you on the line all day. And that is, I saw you rolled out some new merch, and it looked really cool. Plus, I loved your logo. I like the font you use. How has it been rolling out merchandise? Because that's people have been looking at merch, and I'm just curious about how it's going.
It's been great. It's been good. We've always wanted to do it. We never really had the opportunity or time because we've been kind of on the grind the last few years, but we finally had the time to do it. And it's been really cool and exciting to have people want to buy your stuff. It's like, wow, okay. Like we have people from Arizona, like buying our stuff. Granted, it was some friends, but still it's like, it's cool that people want to come and, support your company. And it's really cool to see that. And so we rolled out with some hats. So you can see this right here. Some shirts, some sweatshirts, and we're having it available for sale on our website.
Yeah, and we're just doing direct fulfillment, shipping online.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of it took some time logistically to just figure out, okay, exactly how, all this is going to work. But it's worked out well for us. It's not like we sold out in the first day or anything like that, but, the product's selling, and, we got to keep promoting it. And, I think especially as when we have our grand opening, hopefully next month, that's, I think, where we're really going to be able to make that big push.
We'll do like a pop-up
merch.
And sell the merch there. That's kind of like the main reason we wanted to have it before we had our grand opening. Our grand opening can push back a little bit just with permitting hurdles, but outside of that, we're getting it ready for our grand opening.
Yeah.
Well, man, best of luck on that grand opening. We can't wait to hear. Keep us posted. It's pretty exciting times for you guys at Cascadia.
Yeah, I love what you guys are doing.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Food truck first, and now we're trying to get in the brick and mortar game. So
that's right. Well, you're doing a great job. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, anytime. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care. Have a good day.
All right. You guys too. See ya.
All right. Bye-bye.